Everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now everything is ready to start the session. I warmly welcome you to the technical toast session on experimentation and data analysis. I'm Nuandi Silva. I will lead you through the session as a session coordinator. This session has 7 presentations. So each presenter will present for 2 minutes, and there will be 3 minutes allocated for the Q&A session. During the Q&A session, the judges will ask the questions. The presentation will be evaluated by our distinguished panel of judges. First of all, it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce the member of the judging panel. First, Professor R. Abenayaka, Professor in Applied Statistics, Department of Agribusiness Management, Faculty of Agriculture and Plantation Management, Wayamba University of Sri Lanka. Dr. B.W. Vijaysurya, Principal Research Officer, Biometry Section, Rubber Research Institute of Sri Lanka. And Dr. S. Trikavala, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture and Plantation Engineering, Faculty of Engineering Technology, Open University of Sri Lanka. Dear Madam and Sir, please switch on your video for a while.
Yes, they are on.
Without taking much time, we will move on to the first poster of the session. The title, Effect of Seed Treatments on Seed Germination of Maduka longifolia maize seeds. The presenting author is H.G.M.K. Karunaratne.
On seed germination of Maduka longifolia. Hello everyone, I am Manjula Karunaratne presenting a research finding on the effect of seed treatments on seed germination of Maduka longifolia, which is commonly known as maize in Sri Lanka. The plant is considered as a multi-purpose tree having abundant benefits as a timber in food industry, traditional medicine, and in agriculture sector. Moving into this study, we have considered about the plant propagation. Similar to other woody plants, maize propagated through seeds and it produces a higher number of seeds, but the number of plant production is relatively low. So there should be a reason for this. Therefore, the objective of this study was to find whether the seeds contain any type of dormancy. If so, what are the treatments that can be applied under ex vitro and in vitro conditions. For that, mature seed samples were treated with distilled water, liberalic acid, potassium nitrate for 48 hours and a control without any treatment. This was done under ex vitro conditions, and under in vitro conditions, seed coat was removed and sterilized seeds were cultured on half-strength liquid MS media with different BAP concentrations. Percentage of germination and the plant growth parameters were taken for the final evaluation. After 1 week, significantly higher germination of 35% was observed in scarified seeds under dark condition, and after 1 month, it was 90% and the control with 66%. Under in vitro condition, optimum BAP concentration for the maximum germination was identified at 0.5 milligrams per liter. Accordingly, we concluded that Maduka longifolia seeds contain physical dormancy, but that can be overcome by scarification at the initial stage. Also, under in vitro condition, BAP can enhance root growth and produce plants that can later be used in the micropropagation. Thank you.
The poster is now open for the questions.
Yes, shall I ask one question?
Yes, madam.
I'm Ropika Binayakar. So just what I want to ask from you that I think you have taken the germination percentage. To take that conclusions, did you analyze that one and you got the results, or just based on the percentage you concluded your conclusion?
No, madam. I analyzed the percentages. That means, first of all, I got the percentage values. Then I used, SPSS analysis. That means SPSS statistical package, and analyzed by using CRD. CRD, and that means experiment was arranged with CRD analysis. So actually, I did the analysis procedure.
What is the technique you used?
CRD, complete randomized
Design.
design.
Yeah, that is the design. I'm asking the technique. What is the technique, statistical technique you use to find out the differences?
That means Duncan multiple trend test. By using that, that means mean separation was done under that analysis and that technique.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, madam.
Yes, in fact, I was also, this is Rikavala here. I was also going to ask the same question, what is your design and what is the analytical method that you use to do the mean separation? So we barely got the answer actually. So your design is completely randomized design, right? And we have used the ANOVA,
yes,
right, to analyze whether treatment not significant or not, you see, and then you use the DMRT test to compare the means.
Yes.
I think that's what we have done.
Yes.
Okay. I have no questions anymore.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm Vasana here. Vasana Vijayasuriya. I also have no questions, but I just want small clarification here that is it, did you do any type of, transformation techniques here?
Yes. Yes, madam. Marks and transformation. I did that one.
So what, why did you do that? Because tell me that what is the range that your percentages belong to?
That means I didn't get the question.
The percentages, the germination percentages, what is the range of germination percentages you put? That is the reason that you have used the oxide transformation. Okay, you have used oxide transformation here, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, and thank you very much, Ms. Karunaratne.
Thank you, sir.
So we will move on to the next presentation. The title is The Effects of Varying Light Intensity on Growth and Tissue Nutrient Content of Allium forum cultivated hydroponically under greenhouse conditions. The presenting author is B. Tobela.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Bulelan Dobela and I'm from Cape Peninsula University of Technology in Cape Town, South Africa. Today I'll be presenting a study on the effects of varying light intensity on the growth and tissue nutrient content of Elamphorum cultivated hydroponically under greenhouse conditions. Manipulating cultivation protocols to improve the yield and quality of medicinal plant materials is a crucial aspect in medicinal plant research. Also, controlling light intensity can influence the photosynthetic process, secondary metabolite production, growth and development of medicinal plants. In this study, we investigated the effects of varying light intensity on the growth, chlorophyll content, and tissue nutrient content of Eliamporum, which like other Eliam genus members is recognized as a source of medicinal materials. The results of the study showed that the light intensity had varying effects on the growth parameters of Eliamporum. Aerial part height was significantly increased with reduced light intensity, whereas fresh and dry weight and the number of leaves significantly decreased under low light intensity. The interaction between the light and different growing seasons significantly affected plant height, fresh root, and aerial part fresh weight and aerial part dry weight. We also found that low light intensity significantly induced higher nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, and zinc concentration in plant tissue. In conclusion, decreased light intensity favors the growth of Eliamporum in height and plant tissue zinc, nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium contents, while high light intensity favors higher biomass accumulation. Seasonal light intensity and
Miss Tobela, are you available? This author is joining from South Africa. I think she's not available right now. Therefore, we will move on to the next presentation. So the next presentation is mid-IR spectral characterization and chemometric evaluation of different solvent extracts of coconut testa flower. The presenting author is K.M.R.U. Gunaratna.
Hello everyone, I'm Rasika Gunaratna. My presentation is about mid-IR spectral characterization and chemometric evaluation of different solvent extracts of coconut testa flower. Coconut testa is a brown colored thin layer placed around the white kernel of the coconut, and the brown version of the remnant left after the oil extraction out of coconut testa is called as coconut testa flower. FTIR spectroscopy is a rapid, time-saving analytical tool that can be successfully applied for chemical mapping of various agricultural products. The focus of the study was to apply FTIR analysis for chemical mapping and differentiation of different solvent extracts obtained from coconut testa flower. Here, 5 local cultivars of coconut was used for the analysis, and this individual variety was sequentially extracted with hexane, ethyl acetate, and methanol. Each crude extract was subjected for FTIR analysis. According to the results, the FTIR spectra obtained for both hexane and ethyl acetate extracts were mostly alike in their contour, and the prominent peaks appeared on the spectra represented lipid molecules in the extracts, while some additional minor peaks appeared in the ethyl acetate, elaborated the presence of phenolic constituents in it. Spectra of methanol extract exhibited much differences from hexane and ethyl acetate extracts. The prominent peaks found on these spectra explain the presence of phenolic constituents and carbohydrates in large quantities. Principal component analysis of the spectra showed a clear discrimination among the different cultivars with respect to each extract type. Thereby, the study concluded that FTIR spectra analysis was useful to identify a range of biomolecules and differences in their distribution instead of using so many sophisticated methods. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now the poster is open for the discussion and the questions.
Okay, this is Trikavala here. Your analysis, we haven't seen your results of your analysis, statistical analysis.
Sorry, sir.
You have done a principal component analysis, right?
Yes, sir.
So where are your results?
Actually, I have included the results into the manuscript since in the poster, actually, I only included the total variations that I obtained from the PCA analysis since due to the space restrictions in the poster.
Okay.
Oh, පුළුවන් හැබැයි ඒක බේලි ආවේ මට පිටරනේ වන්නෝ නේද?
I think Dr. Rupika is waiting. Professor Rupika is waiting for a question.
Yes, so then just my question also very related to the previous one. So just which place you use that principal component analysis? That means you got the several variables and just to make, I think, according to the principle of that one, to make the independent principal components. Which place you use that one?
Which means in the analysis, madam?
Yes.
In the analysis, actually, I obtained triplicates of each extract, and after doing the baseline correcting and the pre-processing of the spectra, then only I did the PCA analysis for the spectra.
To differentiate the content, I think.
Yes, to differentiate the actually the intensity of the each spectra of different spectral bands.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Vasana. I just want to know what are the variables that you used in this PCA, the varieties. So
the variable was the wave numbers actually, and the wave numbers and the
IDs.
intensity.
Right. How many variables are there in your analysis for the PCA?
Sorry, madam, I'm not very much clear about the question.
No, I mean this PCA is used to reduce the dimensions usually. So I just asked how many variables that you used in the analysis.
Actually, madam, here I have used a software to do the PC analysis of the spectral. So here I have selected the spectral range ranging from 4000 to 900, the wave number within the 4000 and 900. And the range was used to discriminate the different extracts.
Hey, what was the software you used?
Unscrambler.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Madam Answer, and thank you very much, Ms. Gunaratna. So since this time is over, we will move on to the next presentation. The next presentation titled Niche Partitioning of Sri Lanka White Eye and Oriental White Eye, Passeriformes Cestopidae in Sympatry. The presenting author is Mr. Vijay Sundara.
So this research is about niche partitioning of two species of white eyes that occur both sympatrically and allopatrically in Sri Lanka. So the niche concept explains the distributions, their abundance, and the resource use by organisms, and as well as their coexistence. Therefore, the niche dimensions like niche breadth and overlap can be used to study interactions between organisms. So the objectives of this study were to measure the niche breadth and niche overlap in the sympatric Oriental and Sri Lanka white eyes, as well as to identify whether there is any adaptive variation in the morphology of their feeding apparatus. So for measuring niche breadth, we used Levin's index in combination with ecological methodology software. And also for measuring niche overlap, we used Pianka's index in combination with ecological methodology software. And we captured birds using aerial mist nets for measuring bill length and other morphological measurements. And our results indicate that in the Oriental white-eye, there was a 1.5-fold decrease in the niche breadth in the sympatric zone. But for the Sri Lanka white-eye, there was a 1.3-fold increase in the niche breadth in the sympatric zone. The foraging height of the Oriental white-eye was significantly different in allopatric and sympatric zones, but it was not so for the Sri Lanka white-eye. And foraging height was significantly higher in the Oriental white-eye compared to the Sri Lanka white-eye in the sympatric zone. And morphological measurements also indicate that the bill length of the Sri Lanka white-eye in sympatric zone was significantly higher. So in conclusion, we can say that the decrease in the niche breadth of the Oriental white-eye in the sympatric zone shows that there is some competitive pressure from the Sri Lanka white-eye. So there is a competitive advantage for the Sri Lanka white-eye in the sympatric zone, shown by the as shown by the adaptive morphological features like changes in bill length. So these adaptive variations may have partially led to the gradual replacement of the Oriental white-eye by the Sri Lanka white-eye in the upper elevations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vijay Sundara. Now the poster is open for the questions.
I'm Vasana. What was the statistical methodology you employed in this study?
We used two. One is for the niche breadth and niche overlap, we used Levin's and Bianca's indices. And the other one, of course, we used the simple t-tests for to see whether the niche.
The differences between.
Yeah, that is the one we employed. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So what is the take-home message from your study?
Well, actually, yeah. So this is part of a bigger study, actually, right? So we were trying to determine why this Oriental white-eye here in Sri Lanka is replaced by the endemic Sri Lanka white-eye at the higher elevation, because in India we don't have this other species. So in India, it is this Oriental white-eye is found from the sea level up to the highest elevations, whereas in here, because of the presence of the other endemic species, we don't have this up to the high elevation. So that is the bigger study. Actually, this is actually part of that bigger study.
Okay, thank you.
Move to the next presentation by Ms. Sirimana. Now the technical issue is sorted out. Thank you for bearing with us. Now I'm playing the presentation. I hope you all can see the screen now.
Yes, okay.
Hello everyone, I am Sitara Sirimana presenting on the factors influencing the success of tank rehabilitation project in India and Sri Lanka, a meta-analysis. This study conducts a meta-analysis on 48 economic impact analysis studies on the topic of tank rehabilitation. The performance of the tank rehabilitation is measured through benefit-cost ratio, and the factors affecting the performance of tank rehabilitation are analyzed through a meta-analysis where the independent variable is benefit-cost ratio of the tank rehabilitation, and the dependent variables are location, command area, implementing institution, elevation, rainfall, farmer participation, and the purpose of intervention. The results of the study reveals that the mean benefit cost ratio of the rehabilitation projects in Sri Lanka is 2.49, while it is 2.52 in India. Also, a high percentage of tank rehabilitation projects showed low benefit cost ratios, implying that most of the projects have not been able to gain the intended success in tank rehabilitation. The regression analysis highlights that the rainfall, farmer participation, and conducting operation and management activities along with the physical rehabilitation have significant positive impact on the benefit cost ratio of tank rehabilitation projects. In the areas with less rainfall, the success of tank rehabilitation project found to be low due to the inability to increase cropping areas and cropping intensity due to water scarcity. The participation of farmers in multiple stages in tank rehabilitation projects was significant, proving that the active and voluntary participation of all stakeholders guarantees the successful implementation and post-management of the tank rehabilitation. The rehabilitation project focused on implementing O&M strategies shows high benefit cost ratios comparatively, which also implied the importance of farmer involvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sirimannan. And now the floor is open for the questions.
Okay, I'm Rupika here. So the question I'm having is, now you have taken the BCR, benefit cost ratio. So after discounting, I think you have taken it, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So for that is BCR, you have taken several units. What about how the several points? How you have taken it, BCR?
Ma'am, here I selected the studies where the study has conducted within the first 5 years of the rehabilitation project, and here benefit cost ratio is calculated, where the benefit is calculated from the farmer benefits from their crops and animal husbandry. The increase of their profit is taken as the benefit, and the cost is taken as the complete cost went for the rehabilitation project. So that's how the benefit cost ratio is calculated in the studies I have taken.
How many farmers you have taken for that?
Ma'am, this is a meta-analysis. So I considered economic analysis studies that have conducted in India and Sri Lanka. So it's different from each.
So what is the project period that you considered in the BCR calculations?
So here 5 years. All the studies have conducted 5 years within first 5 years of the rehabilitation project.
No, I'm asking that when the rehabilitation is done,
yes,
right? So
yes,
you are doing a dynamic analysis that then you will consider the project period for sometimes maybe when the rehabilitation done, it might last for maybe 5 years, 10 years.
yes.
So depending on the project that so you consider 5 years for each and every project. Is that what, Udi?
No,
For
no,
the project
sir.
period?
No, sir. Here in my analysis, actually, I didn't consider the project period. I just considered for calculation of benefit cost ratio, all the studies I have taken, they have conducted the study within the first 5 years after the rehabilitation project is conducted, stopped. After they finished everything, and
that means you have taken 5 years. 5 years you have taken as the project period ultimately.
Not the project period, ma'am. Not the project period. Here, as this is a meta-analysis, I selected studies. The 48 studies I have selected. All the studies have conducted after within the first 5 years after they finished the rehabilitation project.
Okay.
Okay, clear. Is there a special reason to use BCR? Because we have some other indicators in project management. So is there a special reason, or you can't use them, the other indices?
Actually, ma'am, the economic analysis studies on the rehabilitation was very few. So in the most of the studies, they have used this BCR as the indicator for the success of rehabilitation. Therefore, I used it.
Sorry, one last clarification. You
Okay,
used
sir.
the already calculated BCR values.
Yes,
Oh.
I took already calculated BCR.
Oh, okay. Then you did the meta-analysis.
The meta-analysis.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam and Sir, and thank you very much, Ms. Sirimana, for joining today. So moving to the next presentation. The title is Time Series Analysis of Rainfall Using Seasonal ARIMA and SAMA Circular Model. A study from Vadamarachi, Jaffna, Sri Lanka. The presenting author is T. Sellathurai.
I am Tushyanti here to present time series analysis of rainfall using seasonal ARIMA and SAMA circular model, study from Vadamarachi, Jaffna, Sri Lanka. Prediction of the future climate scenarios will help to reduce the undesired effect to the agriculture and enable water resource management. This study aims to understand the short-term behavioral pattern of rainfall of Amban, Karavati, and Puloli located in Vadamarachi, rice zone of Sri Lanka, using seasonal ARIMA and SAMA circular model, and compare the results to choose suitable model for forecasting. Both models follows the key steps: data preparation, model selection, estimation, diagnosis, and applications. The results reveal that the Karavati region with high mean monthly rainfall followed by Amban and Puloli. The seasonal ARIMA estimate 6-month seasonal pattern in all cases, but the SAMA circular model identify 5-month and 10-month seasonal pattern in Amban and Karavati and cyclic pattern in Amban and Puloli respectively. When comparing both models, the SAMA circular model estimates more or less similar pattern of actual rainfall, but the SARIMA underestimating in some cases and overestimating in some cases. From this study, it can be concluded that SAMA circular model is the most appropriate model to forecast the future rainfall of this area with minimum error. Decreasing trend in Amban and increasing trend in Puloli and Karavati is an alarming sign to the agriculture in this area. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sellathurai. Now the poster is open for the questions.
Okay, this is Trikavala here.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is your precision? I mean, the level of prediction, I mean, the precision level of prediction here from your model.
Accuracy. Yes, sir.
Sorry?
The accuracy.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
yes.
Yeah, accuracy level, yeah.
That in the 75% level, the accuracy measure is like this.
So then just now, if I'm asking that in this way, what is the mean absolute percentage or error or the whatever the prediction errors?
Yes, that for the Amban region, that mean absolute deviation and mean squared error is 38.6%. It is maximum in Karavati around 72.3, and for the fitting and for the validation, it is around 74.
Can you satisfy with that figure?
Sorry, madam?
MAPA value is around 32. Can you satisfied with that precision?
for the Karavati region, it is more satisfied because it is 72. But for the Amban, it is not that much level because it is less than 50%. And also the problem is, madam, we don't have that enough data for a long period to analyze this most accurate. Only 5 years for the fitting and model fitting and 2 years for the validation. And also there are missing data also there. Then the accuracy is less. But when after fitting that model and other things, it is, I think, if we have more data, the equations may be predict the more relevant values.
Okay, what do you recommend?
Commonly in this area, we are talking about that Maha and Jala. Most of the farmers mainly depend on the Maha season for their cultivation. I am recommending through this analysis, if we forecast the next year, then we can change our cropping, the planting data, that is cropping calendar, to maximize the utilization of the rainfall, since we have much problem with the groundwater extracts and other things. And then
and in fact, I am asking, based on your results, what do you recommend?
Yes, the Ploli region, we don't have any seasonal pattern, only the cyclic pattern is there. Then if we plant in the, say, November month, we can utilize much water. Then the Ploli people need to plant their crops in November month. And in case of Karavati region, we have 5-month and 10-month cyclic, seasonal pattern of the rainfall. Then we can plant short-term varieties in the May month and 10-month long-term varieties. We can plant accordingly. Because we can get 2 time of rainfall, definitely there. But in case of Ploli, we don't have any seasonal, only the cyclic pattern. Then we need to depend on the Maha season only.
Yeah. What is the cycle? That means the duration of the cycle, or the length of the cycle?
13 months.
So how you, I mean, you said that there's no seasonal pattern in one of your study areas.
Yes, madam.
So how do you confirm that?
Because normally in the Sri Lankan rainfall and the previous studies also showed that in this Jaffna area, we have bimodal rainfall pattern. Bimodal rainfall pattern.
Right.
And in the analysis also, we can say that in the Sama circular model, we can find that omega value. And if we found that a significant trigonometric function and do that, get the graph in that in the interval between the one peak and other peak, one wave, there are 5 points. And in the cyclic pattern, to complete one cycle, we have 13 points. It is exceeding 1 year, that is 12 months. Then it is a cyclic pattern. If it is less than 12 months, that is seasonal pattern.
Yeah, don't you think that to come into a conclusion on the cyclic pattern, your data availability, I mean the length of the series is sufficient to come into a conclusion on a cyclic pattern?
Yes, madam, I got this comments in the submission of the paper also. Then I referred that for the fitting 60 data points, minimum 60 data points is enough for model fitting. Then I use 5 years, then it is 60 data point, and for the validation I use 24 points. Then I think it is enough.
Right. Now, what did you do for the missing data while doing the analysis?
What I did was first I find that outliers and other things, and replace that one with the third order mean.
Third order mean.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, dear sir and madam, and Miss Selaturai.
Thank you, sir.
So this marked the end of all the scheduled presentations of this session. Before winding up, let me thank the panel of judges and the presenters for their valuable contribution in making this session a success. We wish to invite you all for the technical sessions of 33rd Annual Congress of PGIA tomorrow. Technical sessions will commence from 11 a.m. The links are available in the PGIA website. The posters also will be displayed again at 10 p.m. tomorrow during the main event of the Congress. So thank you very much, everyone. I kindly request from the members of judging panel to stay with us for a while, and the presenters, you may leave now. Thank you very much.